Live and direct with another edition of what we call Fusion Radio, man. This is a special one because this one is the last one for 2023, man. Before we go on holiday vacation and do a bunch of ho-ho and... I just stopped because I knew you was finna say something.
Oh, man. We definitely gonna do a lot of that, but for sure, man. It's definitely the last show of the year, man, and we in here celebrating. We doing our thing today, man. Tell us, Brian, we got a lot of good guests today, don't we?
No doubt, man. Like, man, first off, man, we got my brother, man. We've been planning this for a while, man. Pandemic and his babies was keeping us from being able to see each other live in the studio, man. Who am I talking about, man? My brother, man, Hugh Lee is in the building. We got some kids coming through, man, to talk to us about this new ABC remix that they did of their dad's song and everything. So excited about getting to it with them. Got our brother, man, from Chicago Heights, man, MBM Stick Shift. He'll be through. And then we're wrapping it up, man, with an artist from the DMV, man, by the name of Black Rawstein, man.
For sure, man. That's what I'm talking about. We got a lot of great acts, a lot of great artists. I ain't gonna lie, I'm excited, especially because I ain't gonna lie. Son, lately, when people come up here, they bring their end game. You feel me? So they come with this good music. So that's what I'm really waiting to hear, this good music, for sure.
So speaking of people, man, we mentioned him, man. Our brother, man, Hugh Lee is here, man. Talk to us about that side of town where you're from and how that influenced your sound and style.
I mean, I'm from out west, you know what I'm saying, Austin, born and raised, you know what I'm saying, right off Central with Bands, you know what I'm saying. I just, you know how we are out west, you know, that influenced my whole little whoop, you know what I'm saying. Like, we just, we mad different. It's not a lot of us that made it from out that way, you know what I'm saying. We got Saba, you know, Twisted Little Foe, that's kind of about it. We got Louis here and there. I mean, even though Louis, he out south, he incorporated a lot of us. He even took me under his wing and stuff like that. So, you know what I'm saying? Like we just, as a whole, trying to come up on our own way and build our own sound in this type of way. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's so crazy about you saying you're from out west? Brian love when the people from out west come up here, you feel me? You get excited. So it being the last show of the year and you being from out west, you feel me? It's just gonna make it even better for us today. So, so it's like, okay, so my first question is music in general, you feel me? So out of everything you could have did in your life, you feel me, or chose to do, why that though?
It was just fun and I enjoyed it the most. Like, I always secretly had a passion to do it, but I was kind of shy, like, because I used to watch my brother and my cousins always rapping and singing and spitting, and I just sit in the corner like, oh, no, not me. And they'd be like, you should rap. And I'd be like, nah, bro, I ain't doing none of that. And so I was in college. I had like 7 credits left, and then I ended up getting my bachelor in psychology. I was ready to go to med school, took my MCATs, ready, woo. And then I dropped one song with this cat from out south named Brewski, and we ended up getting signed off that one song. And I was like, man, look, I'm in here eating red strip bologna and Uncle Ben's rice. Like, do I want to go through 4 more years of that, or they offer me a little bag right now? Like, so I was like, nah, forget that school stuff. I'm going to the music. That was what happened.
So for sure. So who you end up signing with at that particular time?
We signed with a mom and pop label that had an imprint with Def Jam. So we they sold it to us like, oh, you under Def Jam, but we were really under their mom and pop label. But it was probably the worst deal you could possibly imagine for me. Like, Brewski had a great deal. Me, I had the worst deal ever. And it's gonna sound messed up, but thank God that they got hit with a RICO and that label got shut down, because I probably still wouldn't be out that deal. Like,
for sure. So, this name, how did you end up coming over to artist name?
So my birth name was Chris Hewley. And so what I did was I was watching this movie one day called Devil. And in the movie Devil, the villain, her name was Jane Kowski, and the dude she was chasing, his last name was Jan Kowski. And I was like, that's cold right there. And so I really just took my last name and broke it into 2. And then over the years, I went to the courts and did all of that and got my name legally changed. But it really just started with me breaking my last name into 2.
What inspires the wordplay in the songs that you create?
My big brother, man. Shout out to Donald Glover, Childish Gambino, the person who taught me how to rap before I even knew how to rap, and just watching him, learning from him, and seeing how he breaks stuff down, and even teaching me like, hey, rap is really like comedy. You got a punchline and you got to set it up to it and yada yada yada, and that kind of just taking that that kind of outline and just building my own style around it.
No doubt, man. So you brought by 2 singles, man. One is called Set It Off. The other one is entitled After School Special, featuring that homie Marco Penn, man. Which one you want to play first?
We'll start with Set It Off. Keep it light.
Set It Off. All right, so talk to us about Set It Off.
Set It Off was just me just working on stuff during the pandemic and like just bouncing ideas off myself, and I ended up writing it for I either wrote it for Gunna or Got It. I can't remember which one, and they didn't take it, so I was like, hey, I'll use it for myself. And it ended up being one of my biggest songs on Spotify right now, so I'm like, hey, let's go.
We got more with the homie, man, Hugh Lee, man. In a second, man, Set It Off is in your ears. It's Fusion Radio, Brian Stinson and YTS Keys.
Damn, Jacob, this shit crap.
Ayy, busting through the roof of the Lambo. Heard click, no ammo. Hunted to the black like Rambo. A black boy, no Sambo. Hit him in the gut like Cook. Left face down in the mud. Water stay thick like blood. Doing anything for the bug. Busting through the roof of the Lambo. Heard click, no ammo. Hunted to the black like Rambo. Kill a black boy, no Sambo. Hit him in the gut like Cook. Left face down in the mud. Water stay thick like blood. Doing anything for the bug. Peeling through the hood in my new thing. New whip, new girl, and a new chain. Wish the wood to my new name. Make a boy think that he knew pain. Killers for me, nothing new to me. Don't act stupidly, write your eulogy expeditiously. But you and you washed up, so it's expeditiously. Kama Sutra me. Ayy, she got a me in style. I bought a Gucci and Fendi foundation, so she really know she gon' me in style. Broke for a while, run through the jungle and chasing a bag. Be feeling like you just been going for miles. Ties and ties like churches and aisles. We finished and smile. Yeah, went back and did it again. I made a quarter a ticket and blew it and made it and went back and blew it again. Blessings again, over and over, get blessings again. I'm stressing again. I heard the karma, a product of bad manifestations again. I'm stressing again. Busting through the roof of the Lambo. Heard you click, no ammo. Hunted to the black like Rambo. A black boy, no Sambo. Hit him in the gut like Cook. Left face down in the mud. Water stay thick like blood. Doing anything for the bug. Busting through the roof of the Lambo. Heard you click, no ammo. Hunted to the black like Rambo. Kill a black boy, no Sambo. Hit him in the gut like Cook. Left face down in the mud. Water stay thick like blood. Doing anything for the bug.
That's the bro right there, man. Hugh Lee, man, with the single, man. Set It Off, man, right here on Fusion Radio, man. So you sort of said something I want to elaborate on before we actually went to the single, man. You were talking about writing for others, man. So how often do you write for others? And, you know, take us through that process of what you do when you're writing for others.
I write for others all the time, honestly. Just whenever it's needed, whenever it's warranted. Shout out to the homie Breezy. We wrote a bunch for him. For YSL, Gunna, Thug, all of them. We were in Wyoming for a month and a half working on Donda. Even though he didn't use none of the songs, we were still there. Like, just me having connections with people and them liking my pen and liking my style. They'll just be like, hey, come in. Ooh. I don't really like it too much, to be honest, because it's like you could work for 3-4 months and then they don't use anything of yours and you just kind of wasted 3-4 months. I mean, you get the experience and stuff like that, but I'd rather just be my own artist, and that's kind of where I am now with it, is making sure that I cement myself in here. It's like I'm the artist now as opposed to just writing for other people.
For sure. So, what's up next, though? Like, as far as, like, what do you want to accomplish next, though, and where you trying to get to?
My debut album is coming. I've never released an album before. All my projects been mixtapes, the 3 of them. My debut album is coming next year in just a few months. And we're about to start the rollout for that over the next couple weeks, especially with New Year's coming. It's about to be a crazy rollout. And I know it's wishful thinking, but my goal for it is to really do what Acid Rap did. The rollout Acid Rap had was incredible. Never seen nothing like it before. And that's my goal. I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen, but that's the goal, is to have a rollout like that and to solidify myself in our industry, because I've been in LA for so long building this network and these connections, and it's time to bring it back home because that was always the plan.
For sure, for sure. So with this rollout, what's I know you don't want to give it all away because you can't give it all away, but like, what's some little details that you could give us though about this rollout?
It's going to be a huge press run. Obviously, we starting with the best right here at home, you know what I'm saying? But there's Sway in the Morning, LA Leakers, the features, the performances, South by Southwest takeovers, and just TV performances and being out there. And of course, I have a few movie roles and TV show roles that are coming out this year that are going to help accelerate that a little bit, which I can't speak too much on, but people are expressing their desire for me to play Miles Morales and Ironheart, and I'm trying my absolute best to make it happen. Like, I promise y'all I am, but there's no guarantee I'm gonna be it, but I'm trying, I promise.
For sure, man, for sure. So, put us in the, let's go into your psyche a little bit, you feel me? So, like, as far as making music, like, what's your whole outlook on making music as far as, like, what you going for and, like, what type of message you trying to give up?
Honestly, all my music is just my diary or my journal. It's why I can't even listen to my stuff like that because it's my way of venting everything that I'm feeling, everything I'm going through. Like I tell my people that listen to my stuff, I would never lie on my music. It's really my life and stuff like that. And so just whatever I'm going through, and I have to live a lot. And I got to do a lot of stuff in order to be able to talk about it. It's kind of a downfall, but it works out sometimes.
For sure. So, I heard you was talking earlier about as far as like messing with certain labels early in your career, you feel me, and business not being right. So at this point, are you still signed to are you signed to somebody else, or like what's the whole driving, what's the career path going right now?
No, I got distribution. Shout out to Sony, shout out to Rock Nation. I have distribution with both of them, but it's non-exclusive. So I can be, and also SS Global with Tiffany Gaines, shout out to her, but I'm not signed to anybody. I'm still an independent artist. I still got Libra's Never Lie Records, and we still doing what we do, you know what I'm saying? And, but if the right situation comes into play, then yeah, we can make something happen. I need to get my stuff up, and I want to make sure that I got the leverage I need before going back into a situation like that.
So I want to go back because you said a lot, man. You said a lot that I sort of want to break down, man. I'm sitting up here listening, man. You said 3 mixtapes, man. Give me the name of those 3 mixtapes and what you were thinking when you were creating them, and where we can check them out.
So the first mixtape was Fresh Air, where I was like, I'm the Fresh Air, H-E-I-R. That was my first ever project. I was like, all right, I'm going to come out here and show, like, because we had a spotlight on us at the time, and I'm like, I'm going to show everybody what I can do. And then the second mixtape was Cabrini, which I had originally created that to be my debut album, but I just didn't have the budget to make that my debut album. And then the last one was The Younger I Get, which I use that as kind of all the throwaways from my debut album. And all of those are on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, etc.
No doubt, man. And then, man, like, where did the inspiration or comfort for acting, man? Because I was sitting here thinking, and I was like, man, it's crazy because, like, I actually, you know, with this being our first time in the studio and all that stuff, I always felt like that was something underneath the table that was a card play for you.
Mm-hmm. Well, I wanted to act since I was a kid. I had got a few roles in a few movies, but my dad, he wouldn't let me. He was like, acting is gay, and my kid ain't gonna be gay, so I could never do it. But I always wanted to as a kid, and so now that I'm an adult, I've been able to get a few acting roles here and there, and obviously I got 2 Emmy nominations and stuff like that. So it's always wanted to do it. I just wasn't allowed to.
All right, so let's build on that, man. Why did Dad feel like acting was gay?
You know, they come from a different time, and Chicago in general is a very homophobic city. You know what I'm saying? Especially older guys, like. And that was just his thought process on it. He was like, nah, we not doing none of that soft stuff, none of that sensitive stuff. You can't be out here crying or showing emotion or none of that, which is ironic because that's my whole brand now, is being emotional and showing the emotional side of myself. So it's kind of ironic, the very things he told me not to do. Blew me up. Pause.
For sure, man. So, one question, my last question I want to ask before you get up out of here, man. So, like, I like to ask this question sometimes just to see what certain people's heads be at, you feel me? So, like, if it came to a point where the next 5 years you wouldn't make no money off music, would you still be cool with doing music? Or would you have the same passion for it?
Yeah, I would, because I knew from the start, especially coming up, how we came up, that music may not necessarily get me the money that I wanted. So I always set myself up. I already set myself up with multiple businesses, multiple streams of income, the real estate, the Turo, the Airbnbs, the vending machines. Like, I set myself up to make sure that I would always have money. So because of that, I wouldn't necessarily need the music money, but I could do it and get it.
That's what I'm talking about. So before we get up out of here, though, I do want to talk about this last song, So After School Special.
After School Special, yeah, man. Shout out to Marco Penn. He was hot at the time. He had like millions of streams, millions of followers, all of that. And I hit him up with this song, and I was like, hey, I don't got a hook for it, but I would love if you could provide a hook for me. I paid him for the feature, and he FaceTimed me. He's like, I want to make it to where it's like my grandma passed not too long ago. And I want it to be like, hey, save a seat for me on the bus. Like, if death is a bus, just save a seat for me next to you. And he ended up passing 3 weeks after he sent me the hook. And I waited to release it because it meant so much to me. And so, R.I.P. to Marco Penn, because he was going there.
That's what I'm talking about, man. R.I.P. Marco Penn, man. We finna go in and listen to this banger. And then we finna come in with another great interview, man. It's Fusion Radio with Brian Stinson and YTS Keys. We'll be right back.
Know you got some things to do. When you know you should come through, I'ma save a seat for you. I will save a seat for you. I just wanna know you're doing fine. Call me when you pull up in your ride. I'ma save a seat for you. I will save a seat for you.
You're doing fine, yeah. Call me when you pull up. Do you wanna ride with me? You can be my angel talking Bobby V. I want it, I can't take no more. Pull up at your bus stop, scooting over cause I see you getting on now. Go, hop up on the bus now. Fruities with a crush now. We can whisper, keep it low.
Know you got some things to do. When you know you should come through, I'ma save a seat for you. I will save a seat for you. I just wanna know you're doing fine. Call me when you pull up in your ride. I'ma save a seat for you. I will save a seat for you.